Morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday again. Monday's my favorite day of the week because it starts off with you guys. Awesome. I think Natalie gets the gold star today. She was first on, followed by, I think, Omar, Trish, maybe, and then Stuart. Paul's on too. Good. And a few others rocking in. Good. Morning. So today... Today marks kind of the middle of January, if not tomorrow, but we're here Monday. Now, the reason I want to talk about the middle of January is one simple reason. This is the second week of the year. Now, this is the week where New Year's resolutions fall away and people give up. The reason they give up is because they don't have a clear plan or clear goals. So if you watched my goal video, you will have 4 goals, 1 long-term, 3 short-term, as in the next quarter. So good. That's where we are. And I want to talk a bit about this so that if there are any of you out there thinking about giving up on your plan, it's in here. It's not your physical ability. It's nothing to do with talents. It's nothing to do that you're better or worse than anyone else. It's about your mindset and your willingness to improve, to achieve something. And this obviously all ties in with your goals. Now, we're 2 weeks in. So the reason I'm talking to you about this is because I want to make sure that nobody gives up. Giving up is always the easiest option, which is why most people out there have to go to work and sit there depressed because they can do it at work for a while and still get paid. When you're running your own business, if you do that shit, you don't get paid, or you get paid very little. If your goals are part of motivating yourself to help others, many other people will suffer, because if you're helping one other person, let me give you an illustration. Think of the, what is that? The pyramid system, right? The pyramid system, when they try to flog you some dodgy shit. And they say, get in now, you'll be rich. But it's not like that. So here, we have you right here. And then you're going to help 1 or 2 or 3 other people as part of your journey, as part of your goals, if you've done them right. Now, you might, if you give up now, second week in, you screw it up for those 3 people too, for whatever it was you're going to help them with. And guess what? They may help 3 other people. They may help 3 other people. So all of a sudden, your 3 is turned into 9, your 9 is turned into 27, and it exponentially grows. The effect that you can have in this world is absolutely incredible. We've trained hundreds and hundreds of people. Not everyone goes on to make it because they give up too easily. Now, you've got to think to yourself right now, put your head into autopilot. What do I mean by that? Autopilot, that's you drive me mad here. Autopilot means if you've got some shit going on in your head, you've got to say to yourself, or something that happened in the past that's got you here and now is turning into a negativity, you've got to think to yourself, right, today is the 14th of January. I need to forget, at least today, for the entire day, I need to forget anything that's happened in the past that's negative or what I would perceive as bad to me. You now have to think about only today and winning business and getting deals. Don't worry about phoning me up and saying, oh, I need this, I need that, worry this, worry that. Screw the bullshit today. Only today. That's all I'm asking you to do, because if you do it today, it will train you to do it other days. If you've had a Barney with the missus or with a husband or with someone else or a friend or someone cut you off on the road, I don't give a shit what has happened before this call in your life. Yes, as blunt as that sounds, I don't care right now, because you also, for the next 24 hours, you do not care about what has happened before 9:30, 14th of January, 2019. Shut it out and put your head on autopilot to think, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? Do not look back. Do not even look forward to what you think you're going to do and about your goals. What you should be thinking now is, what is the next thing that I have to do to achieve my goals? And that today, promise me this, that today is all you do. If you're getting married, forget about getting married. If you're buying a car, forget about the car. If you're moving house, forget about the house. If you're thinking, I want to take a bird out tomorrow or a bloke out or whatever, or go on a date, forget that. Forget tomorrow you might be getting a windfall. Forget tomorrow you might be having to pay out a big bill. Forget everything that happens before now and after now, and focus on now. Your brain is now in autopilot to only think about now. If anyone says to you, do you remember? Sorry, mate, I don't. I've got to move on. Bang. In your head, move on. Focus on only you today. Today is mega selfish day for you. For you, mega selfish. Get out there and focus on you and what you've got to do, the next task to achieve your goal for the quarter. That's a financial goal, an achievement goal, an improvement goal to achieve your entire life goal each quarter. Remember that. Achievement goal, improvement goal, financial goal. If you don't have them, today is your time to only do that. Only do that. If you're at work, do your work. In your break, focus on that and only that. If you do this, I promise you, you will see a massive change. And I want feedback. This time tomorrow, I want you to send me feedback and how it changed your state of mind and how you think. That's what you have to do. This is how people get on in life and do what they got to do. I know people who've gone through divorce, they've gone through death, whatever, all sorts of things in their life. You name it, I know about it. I've experienced and heard about it. There is no excuse. Forget it all. Focus now. That's what you have to do. Tim Dix is an absolute genius at doing this. I know. I've seen him do it. This is what you must do. Do your other shit another time in your spare time. Then you want to focus and worry about shit. If that's what you want to do. If you don't and you want to get on, you must focus now and put your mind in autopilot. That's the way it goes. Because I can tell you now, of all the people I've ever trained, you've all been on my course. You've seen the same information. You get the same process with the mentoring, exactly the same. Some smash it out of the park. Some dribble along. Some go, fuck this, pack the boots up and off they go. It is not what you've been taught. It is not your ability. It's in here that fails you, because you start bringing in shit from the past. I've always failed at this. Oh, here we go again. Yep, this is me. This is my life. I knew it was going to happen. Bullshit. You are telling yourself of exactly what you've done. And you're reminding yourself all the time of shit times when you failed. Change it. Look back only to see how far you've come. Let me explain that. Look back to not say to yourself, oh, I've screwed up so many times. Oh, I can't believe I'm here. Look back and think, that's how I used to be. Wow. Now look at me. One small change deserves looking back and saying, look how far I've come. That's what you have to do. Be super, super positive. Good. Remember, it's not your ability. It's your thought process and the thought of thinking that you can't do it. Look, you can only think of one thing at a time. You can't, if I say to you now, be positive, I can't say be negative. I can't say be positive, negative at the same time. It's impossible unless you call it negative, but it's another word. Think positive. When something negative comes into your head, forget it. Forget the past, forget the future. Think now. Bang, what do I have to do? And think only positive now. And trust me, it will change. And the more you train your mind and challenge yourself to go on autopilot, then bang, you do it. If you've got to mourn stuff, I know that people have deaths and you've got to spend that time mourning. But do your mourning and then bang, move on. Remember them, you know, for the good things. Think about the positive things. Turn your negativities into strengths. You know, I had some rough times in my childhood. So what? You know, I've had rougher times than most in lots of things. You know, you just got to get up off your ass and just move on. What do you want from life? This is why we talk about life goals. What do you want? Do you want to be known as, reckon that guy, he always talked about shit that went wrong with him? Or do you want to be this guy helped so many people. This guy did this. He helped me. He helped me help others, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to, if your script now is that, you want to rip that fucking script up, get it like this, write it down, write the shit down, you know, write down, I'm a freaking loser. I mope around and I'm negative. Write it down and then physically do this. Gone. It's the past. Then write down who you are now. I'm positive, I'm this, I'm that. Stick the freaking thing on your fridge. So if you're negative one day and your missus or the wife or whoever, a visitor comes around and says, what's that? That's me. But where's the negative shit gone? In the bin behind me. That's where it's gone. And move on. Come on, guys. It's fucking easy to do. All you've got to do is do it. That's it. The reason I'm telling you this is because I've had a few people, not my students, but I've had people who phoned me up in the last 12 months, the last week, because they've set their goals and I'm struggling. Fuck me, mate. You're 2 weeks in. And I've spent so much time having to, it's draining me to try and get these people to think a different way. Now, you're my crew, the Rocksteady crew. I'm telling you this so that I'm being more helpful, if you like. So if you are thinking this and you don't want to tell me, hopefully this will help. Think about what motivates you. You know, sadly, what motivates most people is, do you want to go for a drink? Yeah, fuck, I'll go for a drink. And then you feel yourself full of this fucking depressant. You know, I like a drink, but you feel yourself full of this depressant. You go out your party, you think great. Next day, it's fucking 10 times worse than what it was before you went out and you thought, oh, I'll go for a drink. Or you come home, right, fuck it, half a bottle of wine. A bottle of wine, it becomes after 6 months. And then what after that? It's just a constant depressant. That's what it does to you. So, you know, don't turn to booze for your motivator or drugs or whatever it is, you know. How does it feel when you've been for a run or a walk, you know, fresh, you feel good? Or go and see somebody you know is positive. Give them a hug and say, mate, thanks, I needed that. The guy will be like, well, what? Needed what? Don't worry. Just do what you do. That's it. You know? And just keep going, guys. Because I can tell you, just on the other side of I don't give a shit and just on the other side of negativity and just on the other side of giving up is freaking absolute greatness. Believe me, I have been on the verge of giving up many, many times in my life. But I've learned autopilot, focus now, bang, and then move forward. Move forward. Just keep going up the hill. Keep going up. It's easy to slide down, but guess what? You slide all the way down, you're back to the start, and then you say to them, oh, I'll get motivated again. You get these people who go like this. It's even, oh, now you know what it's like. Oh, I know what it's like to get up there. It's going to be hard. And then you get lower and lower and lower, and you slide, and you're like, fuck it, I'm not doing it again. Good. Right. Fire your questions in. Let's do this. Let's get this done. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Good. Somebody just sent me a note, which is absolutely very good. One of you, I won't say it was. Physically, let me just read it. Physically, most people can be trained to do most things. Fair enough. However, mentally, it's down to you. Now, yes, we can help you and we can tell you things and do this and do that, much like a personal trainer. So you need to be a personal trainer for your own head, for your own mindset, if you like. And there are things that you can read and things that you can do and that type of thing. Now, I know that you're here, so you're motivated. But, you know, I know there's one or two of you who struggle sometimes, you know, just to get up and keep motivated. Omar, mate, well done on your deals. Awesome work. Mark, well done on your deal, mate. Good. Good. Trisha, a great day out that we had the other day. Good, good, good. Stuart, let's have a chat. Let's, you know, just remember this as well. Issues, problems, what the fuck are they? What are they really? I can tell you what they are. A problem is a problem, and an issue is an issue if you allow it to be a problem or an issue. You shouldn't be thinking there's a problem, there's an issue. You should be thinking, how do I fix this? Where there is a fix? Can I fix it? No. Can my mate fix it? No, no, no. Oh, maybe Ash can fix it. Maybe, you know, John Smith can fix it, Peter Smith or whoever. Start looking for ways to fix problems or so-called issues, because they don't exist unless you allow them to exist. Clear? Problems and issues only exist if you allow them to exist. You need to find solutions. Focus on the solution. The problem will go away magically into thin air. Good. No excuses. I have a problem. Ash. You have an excuse. I have an issue. You have an excuse. Here's a solution. Or pucker up, go and find a solution. Think about it. Be resourceful. You know, you've got all these resources around here. Be resourceful. What can I do to fix this? Good. Lots of people are writing here. I won't say what you're writing. It's all good. How do I get rid of negative thoughts? Well, think positive. Now, if you can't do that, here's a little trick. Let me think. I know what it is. I'm just thinking about how I tell you what it is. So you need to, if you're having a negative thought, so let's say right now, oh God, shit, I gotta pay my bills, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. You should have that in your bloody financial goal in the next 3 months. And in 3 months' time, you haven't got to worry about that freaking bill. So just get off your ass and keep going. But this is the trick. So you get yourself a pen, you get yourself a piece of paper, and you basically, this is how you force your head to stop thinking negatively. Now, this is not go and have a drink, get on your phone or play a stupid bloody game or whatever, or go and watch a movie, because that does not require your full attention. To be able to stop thinking about anything else apart from what you're doing, you need to find something that requires your full attention. That is not going for a drive. You can drive and listen to the radio and think shit. You need to do something that requires your full attention. Write a book about something. Not about negativity, because it'll get you thinking about it. Start writing a book about something. Anything. Start writing to landlords. Start thinking of new ways that we can contact agents. Start thinking about, maybe a new pitch for agents. If something's not working, right, what can I do to something? Rehearse it. Do it for an hour solid, and you think about nothing else other than that. Turn your phone off. Turn the TV off. Turn every distraction off. Go into another room of your home. Say, darling, love, sweetheart, whatever. I've got to do this. I just need to focus on something for 1 hour. That's all I need. Shut the door. Focus on it. Do it. And just like focus. Laser drive that focus into what you're doing right now. Remember, you cannot do that task with a distraction. So you need to find a task that you can only do without distraction. That's not going to the gym. That's not swimming, because you can think. You need to do something that takes your mind off. Write stuff. Don't type it. Write stuff. Right. Bang, 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 bang. And every time you feel negative, start writing a book about, I don't know, why the grass is bloody green. Boom, boom, boom. Or something you want to learn about. Start writing a book about, or writing an ebook or something about how to deal with agents. Your experience with agents. What are you going to? Right. I've got this fucking problem. Right. What is the solution? Bang, 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 bang. And start brainstorming stuff. Your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, whatever, are being a pain in the ass. Right. Wife or husband's having a go at you. Right. Oh, we should see them more. Right. Bang. Agents. I always think of solutions. Good. Right. Questions. We got questions coming through. So let's answer some of those. Let's go to WhatsApp again. Okay, morning, mate. Almost there with renovating and getting property ready. Pardon me. A few questions. Are there ways around mortgage refusal to allow you to do service accommodation? Yes, there is one way. You have to remortgage and get C1, or get an addendum added so that you can do short-term lets. Or questions you should give prospective landlords to ask so that you don't come unstuck. Okay, so that's the only way. When a landlord signs a management agreement either with us or with a landlord, with an agent, and if you have a look at ours on the Dropbox, it's all in there. The fact that they must have the right mortgage, they must have the right landlord's insurance, etc., etc. You'll be shocked to know that 60% of all landlords in the UK do not have any bloody insurance. So it is not our liability to have the right mortgage. It will save us a lot of time if they come knocking and say, look, you got the wrong mortgage. It's down to the owner. It's not our mortgage. We didn't sign the mortgage agreement. It's down to the owner. So just be aware of that. Or down to the person who holds that mortgage. Is there a specific question you should give to landlords to speak about their lease that they don't use word service? So they don't use word service accommodation and not scare off freeholders. Short lets, if you want. Okay, I kind of understand what you mean here, just reading it back. So you want to try and get around the head lease without scaring off landlords. Just be careful on doing that. I could get everyone into buildings, London, Manchester, Birmingham, just like that. No problem, without telling them what we do. And hope we don't get caught. Or, hope that the neighbor doesn't say, or complain. You're going to get caught when someone complains. That's how you're going to get caught, pretty much. Concierge sees different people come in. What flat are you at? I'm here, Or somebody walks in one day and says to the concierge, I can't find a building. What do you mean you can't find the flat or whatever? Well, here, let me show you. I've got this book on Airbnb or Booking.com. Well, have you now? Okay. And then all of a sudden, it's all slipped up. I would prefer you take a little bit longer and get the right deal. I can't afford to have a nuisance tenant as the house was right next to the landlord. What a list of things to present it from and any other. How do you take deposit or holding deposit on a credit card? Okay. So you can get like a pre-approval. What's it called on your card? Help me out. Pre-authorization on your cards, so you don't have to keep taking money and that type of thing. You don't want to do that. Ring.com allows you to see who's coming in and going out. Now, the reason that's good is because there's a book for 2 or 3 and 8 people come in. Hey, what's going on? You can then notify them straight away on text or speak to them on the Ring, and basically say, look, we're terminating your accommodation. We will be taking full payment along with the entire deposit. Thanks very much and bye-bye. Ta-ta. Because they have literally broken the terms of the contract. As long as you have in the terms of the contract what you will do, what the penalties are for not doing that. And all of those are on the Dropbox, obviously. There's like 4 pages of it. T's and C's, yeah. Get ID, got to get ID, yeah. And parties also, if you look on a Dropbox and look at the pre-emails that we send, we turn it into a little bit of fun. Like, you know, if there's parties, we will charge you a minimum £500. You will be taken straight out at the building, escorted off the site if you don't leave yourself. Blah 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 blah. How do you take deposit? Yeah, you do a pre-authorization on your credit card. So you're not. The reason we do pre-authorization is you only take it if you take the deposit, if they've done something, you have means by collecting the deposit. Otherwise, you don't want to keep transferring money in and out, if you know what I mean. Just like a hotel does. Oh, we're just going to take some, they pre-authorize your card. Good. Always use credit cards. Yeah, no cash. Good. Okay, Paul, I'm just reading WhatsApp. You're saying, is there any email being sent out? I think you're on here now, so yeah. If anyone's not getting the emails, I'm not sure why. You just need to maybe re-register and make sure you tick, yes, I can be contacted for future webinars, and tick the GDPR rule or whatever it is. Tick all the boxes. We have a neighbor lying to the building manager about guests having parties at RSA. This is why we like to have Ring.com, because it records everything and it will show us something that may have happened. So if I were to go to, I don't know, one of my properties, and we'll look at event history, and we'll go yesterday at 4:30, let's say, you can see people there walking in and out. There are 2 people. There are no parties going on, etc., etc. And if you were to say to the person next door, we don't need to know who's actually reported this, but I'd like to provide you with video proof that this is not the case. Thank you very much. So I think that this is a property you got into before we met. I think it was sourced as well. So I don't know what the agreement was with the sourcer and the landlord. You need proof to back you up. That's why we always insist on having some sort of CCTV to the external. Does the building have its own CCTV? Because maybe you can ask them to check that. I'm sure they probably do somewhere. And then you can see the different people coming and going. So if they say there's a party and there's 10 people turned up, are you allowing one-night stays? Because that can also bring parties in. Are you allowing 24-hour? You can book like last minute, because we do 24 hours, so it gets rid of fake credit cards and that type of stuff. And I can understand if you think to yourself you're a landlord and you're getting all of these complaints, then it can be a bit of a stress for the so-called landlord. So I would maybe put a remedy forward and say, look, we're putting in a CCTV doorbell. We want to prove to you, which will detect any noise, any partying. It will detect any people coming in and going, other than the people that we have registered to stay there, and that we can provide this as proof for you. Now, I would also say, look, if the CCTV does prove that there are parties, hey, no problem, we'll leave. We have an issue with our processors, no problem at all. However, if not, if we prove ourselves to be, a good viable tenant for the short terms, then hey, let's do a plan to go forward. And then you say, well, okay, so you've got the proof, so it was false because we had no guests in on the night that she complained. Well, prove it. Do a snapshot of your TwoKeep, whatever you're using, or a snapshot of the booking calendar or Airbnb calendar, and show them. So look, this is our proof. So I don't know if you've spoken to the neighbor. That the neighbor sounds like they've got to be in a bonnet about something. So for me, I wouldn't get into that situation, because I would make sure that I have everything signed. And I'm not sure if you guys did or not. I'm pretty sure you might have. I don't know if you have, but just make sure everything, all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, and you make sure you've got all full permission in writing. This is why when we provide our offer letter, it outlines all the FAQs and outlines everything that we're going to be doing in that property. Good. Okay. Who is selling? Landlord who is selling is interested in PLO, which is a purchase lease option. Want to see evidence of the one we've done before. No problem. We can do that. I need to know what the deal is first, Quezzy, mate, so that we're not chasing bloody ducks or whatever. So send me the detail. The detail that I need, Quezzy, as well, mate. Good. So that's if it's a viable deal, Quezzy, mate, we'll give them examples. No problem. They can even speak to the people who we currently deal with, as in the vendor. She's been drunk, harassing our guests and cleaners. Okay, so I think the real issue lies with the next door neighbor, not the other one. Tim, no, I haven't checked those commission statements yet, mate, but I will. Just bear in mind that, just with that, Tim, not all bookings will, if you had a booking, you haven't allowed that in before that percentage, then just make, it won't change the bookings that were already in, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that's something, but I will check today. But just bear that in mind. It could be that. Otherwise, phone up booking.com and say, have you changed your policies? And then you'll get to the actual crux of it. And if they say, why are you offering a service charge? So look, we have cleaners and we like to give them tips. That's all you should say. Good. That answers that. Right, back on here. Just let me check emails as well. Okay. Good. Good. All right. Okay. So, okay. So, Quessy, on that purchase lease option, so we will operate the property SA into purchase. Let me know what all those numbers are. Okay. So, just on purchase lease options, if no one knows what they are, we'll basically pay £1 because you need a minimum of £1. It used to be peppercorns. So minimum £1 to make it legally binding. And then from there, what we will do is the tenant or the vendor will move out. We'll take over the property. We will take over all of the income, which is why Cressy is saying we'll run it as a service accommodation until purchase. What the purchase means is we have the right to purchase, but not the obligation up to 5 years or 10 years, however, whatever date that we put on the actual contract, the lease option agreement. The vendor has the obligation to sell whenever we decide to exercise our right to purchase, and that will all be contracted. So we have all that in contract. So what we'll do is, and the reason we like lease options is because it's kind of a future, betting on the future in a way. Now, it's pretty easy to bet on property because on average, every 10 years, property goes up by around double, especially where Quessy's looking in London and those type of things. So we could take on a property now that's worth £1 million. We basically control the property for £1. There are legal things that you might have to pay between £3.5 and £5 grand. You've got to get these contracts put in place by the right solicitor, not some template bozo rubbish. And the reason you need that is to make sure that just in case the vendor changes their mind in 2 years' time, because their situation may have changed, that they can't just simply walk away and keep their house, so that type of thing. So what we will do is we'll take control. We'll also earn income from the property, but however, in 10 years' time, it could be worth 2 million or 1.5 in 5 years' time. You like that? And what we will do with the property then is we will then mortgage the property, buy the property. However, the purchase option price may have been $1 million or 1.05 or something like that. We then mortgage a property at 1.5, obviously on a 20% loan to value. And the leftover money we can either leave in there or pay ourselves. But either way, we're getting a house. We're getting paid to purchase a house at that time. Now, you understand why I need, and I've requested from Cressy, all the full details, and we ask for a lot of detail. So good. Cressy, does that answer your questions or your statement? I should think. Okay, Ashley, when you contact the agents we did on Thursday, do you give them their website details? No, I've never given a website details. You can give them if you have one. To me, a website is not necessary, until you get to the stage where you're running a business and you want to perhaps grow your business. If you want to get it from the outset and capital is not an issue, that you can afford it, in other words, then yeah, get a website set up. But make sure you use the website. Don't just let it sit there stagnant. Keep it updated and current. Okay. 1 or 2 bed properties. So some of us has tested 1 bed properties recently. And whether live or on Airbnb. Now, I'm happy to say that in the key areas, such as Cambridge, Oxford, Bath as well, listen up, Stuart, Tim, and places like York, the high tourist areas, and also the high business areas, where there's a lot of to and fro business people coming. And Tricia, one of those areas is yours. We've tested and tried 1-bedroom properties, put them on them as a minimum of 3 or 4 people, and they've worked. So that we're not just getting that one night stay as much as such as a hotel would get. So we're still improving, keeping the profit and increasing the profit, although the rent and the costs are much less on a 1-bed property. So yes, we are starting to look and mess with 1-bed properties. The 1-bed properties must be lush and in a lovely, perfect location, no longer less than 10 minutes if possible, dead center of town. You don't want a 1-bed on the outskirts. So yes. 1 and 2 beds we're looking for in those particular areas. If you're looking to do contractors, I'd steer away from 1 bed. Good. I'm doing some work. I'm doing some work on if they work there. I don't get that. Just let me know, Stuart. Yes, they do, Stuart. Heavy numbers. Yes. Works well. I know it well. I know the area well. Good. So that's you having more doing some more due diligence. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, I can chat to guys after 12 o'clock midday is when I can really talk. Because Monday morning we have a lot of shit that we have to, well, I have a lot of shit I have to take care of and get things done and reply to all sorts of stuff. And I normally need a good couple of hours to do that. So let's say after 1 p.m. on a Monday, we can have a chat. Unless, of course, it's an oh shit moment and it is a true emergency. Okay. Good. I'm really sorry, guys. This course for Saturday is completely full. Anyone wanted, a couple of people said, can I come for a refresh? We're full. In fact, I probably have 4 more people than that I wanted to have, but that's the way it is. So yeah, those who are coming, it's going to be a good day. We should have probably about 25 people. I normally limit it to 20. Good. The people who are coming on, just so you know, who are coming on as a refresh, you most likely won't have a table. The new ones will. You'll be at the back just on a chair. Because you shouldn't have to probably write too much down. You just want a few aha moments. Good. Do it, Omar. As long as, yeah, that's fine. Omar, great. Take that deal. How many deals have you got now, Omar? This is Omar 2 months in. How many have you got? 2 months in? 2 months in. 3 months in. How many deals have you got now, Omar? Awesome, man. And thank you for your note too. Yes, Paul, that will be part of the one-to-one as well. Good. Good. It's good to see people like Tim here every week. Tim is now 1.5 years in, I think it is. 1.5 years, Tim? 17 properties, whatever it is, and yet he's still here every week. I know he's here just in case he picks up one little snippet, which will help him change his business. Okay, good. All right, that kind of dries up the questions, guys. But listen, I just want to finish on a bit more motivation. Remember why you're here. You know, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And why you? Why? You know, I get just last week, actually in the last 2 weeks, right, since we started the new year, forget the courses, I have had, I think, about 9 or 10 applications for mentoring. And I've turned down all bar 2 of them. Because the moment I ask them, right, you know, what's this, what's that, they don't have a freaking clue why they want to do this and what it is. They go on Facebook, they see this shit about, oh, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. They call me because someone's recommended me. And then they get really jacked off. Oh, nice little new booking come through. They get really jacked off because I say no. The reason we say no, or I say no, to people who don't really have what it takes is because I don't want to waste my time, waste your time, get your hopes up, and get the hopes up of the other people that you might be trying to help. In most cases, the ones that I reject are the ones who don't really give a shit about anyone else. So, you know, and I asked them stuff about their, you know, their human needs around the human needs. They don't have a clue. Would you want to work with them? I don't want to work with them. The good thing about the course is when you come to the course, I get to know you over that space of that 8-9 hours, you know. In fact, I don't even think from the course coming up that we'll be taking on any new mentees. Maybe wait until sort of March time. Good. So before you go out, prepare yourself. You know, I'm not saying get all your paperwork, get all your stuff in a row. Prepare your mindset. Remember, lock everything out that happened before, lock everything out that's going to happen. Focus on now. That's your task. Get it happening, and you know, just force yourself to stop feeling negative. That's what you've got to do. Good. A couple more notes just coming through on WhatsApp. Yep, no problem. Good man. I like that, Stuart. Good. Another little tip that I was given a long time ago is if you feel stressed, think calm, think relaxed. If somebody's in your face, you know, think calm, think relaxed, and just believe that whatever's coming at you is nothing to do with you. If somebody's trying to have a fight with you, it's normally 99.9% of the time is something that's happened before. It's not you that they're fighting, it's more themselves. You know, and I'm not talking about like a fisticuff or whatever. It could be that, but I'm talking about an argument. You know, when sometimes you might say to someone, you've been spoiling for an argument all day. In fact, all week you've been toying for an argument. Your next line should be, what's happened? What's going on? What's making you feel like this? You, are you sure it's me? Let's break this down. What is it that I've done that's made you feel angry for a whole week? And it could be something else. Okay. But does that stem back to you as a person? It could be, oh, you've been a bit untidy. You didn't pick this up. Okay. So is that really down to me to being untidy? Or is this something you've got in your head you've had in for years? Because if it is, we can work around that. No problem whatsoever. But don't take it on your shoulders. If someone's coming to you blaming you for something, chances are it's got nothing to do with you, really. If you just break it down and talk to them, and again, it's all about communication. If you fight fire with fire, the fire's going to get bigger. All right? So, you know, don't put the fire out. They go, oh, shut up. No, just stop feeding the fire for a second. You know, happy with the fire the way it is. Let's just see it. And then they stop feeding the fire, and then the fire goes out. You don't have to put the fire out. The fire will go out. And, you know, this is not just family, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, whatever. This is when you're dealing with agents. An agent may come back and have a go at you about something. But ordinarily, it's probably not, you know, like the case with Paul. You know, the landlord saying, you've had a party, you've done this. You know what? Mr. Landlord or Mrs. Landlord, we can honestly tell you, and we can offer you some proof if you want, there was actually no one there staying there that night. Don't go and say, oh, there was no one staying there, and this is what, and we could do, and look. So look, you know, and be calm and relaxed. Don't get emotional when you're talking and trying to solve a problem. You can see how I've softened my voice now. And this is the kind of mannerism that you should have when you're trying to negotiate with somebody, something that you want and you know that you want to carry on. because you know it's making you money. It's going to be quite hard to knock on the door of the neighbor and say, hey, you're drunk all the time, you're making complaints. However, it could be that you knock on the door to the neighbor, say, hi, how you going? My name's, Ashley Banfield. We're the tenants of the flat next door. Just wanted to have a little chat, perhaps, about you don't say about your complaints. Just want to have a little chat about some of the instances that may have happened next door. Not have happened, that may have happened. Do you mind if we have 5 minutes? No, go away, blah, blah, blah. If that's the case, thank you, no problem. Stay calm. Go back to the landlord, go back to the building manager and say, look, we've tried to go around and resolve this issue, blah, blah, blah. We did it at such and such time. You can see on our bloody thing next door, this is where we went in. You can even hear the conversation if you want of what we had with the neighbor through our CCTV. However, if the person does allow you in and say, okay, let's do it. Get them talking first. Don't go in there and try and resolve an issue that's not an issue. And she may not, or he may not even say, well, actually turns out it probably wasn't you, it was the other people next door. And I've always had a problem with them. Okay. All right. Perhaps we can all talk to them. Next door, we've got this in place. The cameras have got this in place. Our terms and conditions, this and that. You should only ever have 2 or 3 people maximum next door. And most of those are families or business people. Just let them know what you're doing. Communication sometimes, in most times actually, can break down any barriers. And if it's a barrier that you're putting up, just pull that barrier down. If it's a barrier that they're putting up, speak to them, get them to tell you why that barrier is there. And then let's see if we can not just take the barrier away. Maybe we can lower it a bit. Maybe lower it a bit. I mean, look at Donald Trump. He's not getting anywhere with his bloody wall because he's just dug in. That's it. No negotiation, no compromise. And where's it going? It's affecting 1 million people who are not getting paid. Poor people working for the government. So just remember, every action has an equal reaction, whatever it is in physics. And it's the same in life, in conversations. And when you're negotiating with landlords and agents or next door neighbors or anyone, if there's an issue or perceived issue, get them to tell you what it is. Until you find out, you cannot start working on the solution. You cannot provide a solution to a problem that does not exist. Find out what it is and then look at it. It may be, look, I've got some thinking to do here. I've got some ideas about how we can fix this. However, to give this the full detail that it needs, I need to go away and come back to you within 24 hours. Would you mind if we met at 10:30 tomorrow morning again? Perhaps we could go for a coffee and meet for a coffee somewhere. What you're doing by going for a coffee somewhere, getting off turf. You're on neutral ground. You wait until you see the change in that person. Wait until you see it. Good. That's me for today. Apart from that, my good people, I wish you all the best. Got one last thing here. How do I educate agents? Okay, we'll finish on this. If you think about an agent as a human being and not an agent, things will become much easier. Now, you have to say to yourself, in anything, whether you've got children, a spouse, or whatever, you have to say to yourself, how do I get that person to understand what it is that I would like them to do? A really good way is use an example and show pictures. Now, the reason we show pictures on our phone, sorry, Tuesday the 15th. That's tomorrow. I've got a booking for that. Cool. Cool. Sorry. The reason we show pictures on our phone and the reason we talk and the reason I write stuff down when I'm talking to someone is so that I can establish what type of person they are. If I show them photos and they're like, if I start writing stuff down, does that help? Not really. You know they're not visual, so stop showing them shit. If you're telling them something in a nice, calm, relaxed manner, and they are listening intently, chances are they could be audible. So they're going to listen to you. However, if that person is very quiet on both sides, it could mean that you need to build a relationship with this person. Kinesthetic, I think is what they call it. Touchy-feely. These people, believe it or not, are the best ones to have because they won't trust you until they've built a relationship and have got to know you a few times, which is why also you can take the neighbor out for a coffee, go on YouTube, go and get to know me as a person. You know, get rid of the party next door, this next door, noise. Get rid of that. Get to know me and then trust me. Because that person, I don't know if that person yet is a visual person, obviously audible because they hear at parties, but it could be a very quiet person. Normally, I don't know. The fact that they're outspoken and very, you know, complain a lot, chances are they're audible. They want to, they hear stuff because they like the sound of their own bloody voice. You know, a lot of the keyboard warriors are probably audible on Facebook because they like the sound of their own voice, albeit a virtual one. Now, you need to sit down and reason and listen to these people as well as speak to these people. I would listen to them 80% and talk to them 20%. Why 80%? Because they like the sound of their own bloody voice. And the more they talk, the more you will find out. They will get animated and sometimes a bit rah. You remain relaxed, calm, and focused on the solution. Let them focus on the problem. They think it's a problem because there is no solution, which is why they're complaining in their head. So you focus and concentrate on the solution. And then once you find a solution and recommend a solution, not say, I'm going to do this, why don't we try this? Or perhaps you may have already thought of this, but maybe we can put in a camera there. And don't worry, the camera won't be set on motion. So we will only see you if you ring the doorbell. Now, the only other time that we put it on live view is when we know the person is checking in at 3 p.m. We will do a live view check and we will go to, look, this is what we do. This is how we go. And you get them because they like to see an example, remember? So you go to ring and you go live view. So you'll click live view and you'll say, look, there it is. There's live view. And as you can see, there's no one there. And in fact, would you like to know who actually made all the noise on Saturday night? Because we can tell you if you like. Here's my camera. See those 5 people coming in? They're not actually going to our apartment. They're actually on the other side of your apartment. Would you like us to go and chat to them as well? We could do that for you. You know, just offer things up. You are the solution. You are the resolution. You don't want to be the problem. At the moment they perceive you as a problem, no, I'm the solution. Good? Let's end on that. Thank you, guys. Hopefully that's helped. Stay motivated, stay focused, and remember, remain relaxed and calm, even when you want to scream, because it will drive people mad. They won't know what to do except negotiate in your favor. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And I'll see those of you on Saturday who are coming Saturday. Peace and all that.